Hi, everyone, and welcome to All Cards on Deck, LinkedIn Live. And today is our ninth episode. I'm Ola. I'm the host of these little LinkedIn series where I sit down with different guests who have different backgrounds, but they all have something in common. They all live their lives on purpose. So I sit down with these people and I ask them pretty much the same questions all the time. Who are you? What is your purpose? How did you find it? What challenges did you face along the way? And the second part of these lives, they have a little twist. I'm using these cards, which are called "We're Not Really Strangers." These cards have different questions on them, pretty random, pretty personal. Don't peek yet. We'll come to that. And this is how we're bringing a bit of fun and a bit of playfulness into quite a serious topic as purpose. And today we have another incredible guest. His name is George. He's someone who shifted from working on oil rigs in the middle of the desert, in the middle of dunes, surrounded by camels, and became a digital well-being coach, and now is a founder of a company called Unhooked. So welcome, George. Very, very excited and happy to have you on this live today.
Hey, Ola, hey everyone. I'm also super excited to be here. And it sounds very funny coming from you when when you say surrounded by sand dunes and camels. You took me back 10 years.
Yeah, your story is pretty wild. So, but we'll definitely get deeper into that. And let's start with the first question. I mean, it's uh, quite a short question, only three words, but it could be very, very deep. The question is, who are you?
So you're asking for the deep answer, I guess, since you mentioned deep.
Well, the deeper we go, the better. Let's go. Let's go deep.
Okay, let me start shallow, I guess. I'm George. I live in Barcelona. I'm Lebanese. I'm also a US citizen. That is a big part of my identity too. To go a little deeper, I like to say I'm an explorer. I love life. I love to travel because I value curiosity, which is both a blessing and a curse sometimes, especially when it comes
Hmm.
to focus on, like when I have to focus on something, I can easily get distracted because I'm so curious. But we can move on to that later. So yeah, I'm someone who's built a lifestyle that allows me to not be in the same place too long just because I really grow when I'm moving, so I value movement a lot. And it's not what I've come to realize, especially in 2025, that it's not always movement or travel like across the world. It could also be locally done, just on the weekend, going around, trying to discover hidden spots locally. And yeah,
Hmm.
right now I'm, like you mentioned, I'm building something of my own, which is very exciting because it's the first time in my life I do that.
Yes, I
And
can imagine.
yeah,
So let's go into curiosity, right? You mentioned sometimes it's a good thing and sometimes it's yeah, it can kind of divert you. Can you give us an example? Like when did it divert you and when was it I guess a disadvantage if I can call it like that?
the first thing that comes to mind has to do with like web applications and digital tools. Like I'm a sucker for a new digital tool. Like I fall for the
Mm-hmm.
marketing, for the messaging. It feels like it's always calling my name. Like come explore this new tool, this new AI, this thing that's gonna crazily transform my workflows. And so I've had to really limit my curiosity there and just try to stick with a tech stack or a tool stack that I'm familiar with and that could help me, be productive and actually work on what needs to be worked on rather than, let me see how this can improve the process. Because it's not always. trying to improve, but just mastering what you know, I think is something I always fall trapped under the trap of.
On your profile, I actually I clicked on the link on your profile because I really felt drawn, and I feel like a lot of people need this to kind of like be able to organize their workspace, but I still haven't, opened it and checked it out and really played with it. Can you tell us a little bit more about this thing that you've created?
Yeah, I guess you're talking about Life OS. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
yeah, OS is basically operating system. So it's your life's operating system. It's a Notion template,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of works on three areas. It's got like a reflective aspect, so you can go there and like journal, like, write down things you're grateful for, reflect on your week, on your month, on your year. It's also got a planning aspect, so you can again plan for the week. So when you go, you set out your week every week. You you write down your goals, what you want to work on, and then at the end of the week you go back and you just measure your progress, reflect on how it went, and also make sure to note down the three wins that you
Mm,
scored that week. And it's just a thing I built for myself. Like all things in life, you start with a problem you
mm-hmm.
have, and it slowly evolved. And I've been getting a lot of people downloading it recently, and a lot of them get very overwhelmed because
Mm,
it's quite got a lot of things go into it. And my advice is always to just reflect on your life, see which area this template can help you with the most, and just start there and start baby steps. Because if you're gonna work on it every day, all day, and use everything it offers, you're just gonna you're
you're not gonna do
gonna
your
hate
job.
it.
You're gonna be only in the
Yeah,
OS system.
you're gonna be stuck in the template and not do anything else. Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of like, if I can call it like a baby that you've created from playing around with all of those apps, right? That curiosity led you to play with all of these apps and eventually get the best out of them and create something of your own, I guess. That's how I understood.
Yeah, you could say so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, nice. Okay, so let us go to the second question. What is your purpose?
It's to me, it's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
My purpose is to just maximize joy and good vibes in my life. That's it.
Oh, I
That's
love
my
it.
purpose. And help others maybe feel the same. Like anyone around me to feel the same way. Because I mean, we alluded to the fact that I'm a technologist. My background's in technology. I work in technology, and I believe it is very powerful. But we often don't use it to our advantage, or we
Mm-hmm.
get sucked, like we get pulled into its traps. So right now, at this phase of my life, for me to maximize, joy and good vibes, uh, I'm focusing on helping myself and other people become what I call screen smarter. It's like
Mm-hmm.
basically to improve the relationship we have with technology. Because
Yeah.
our digital lives are consuming a lot more of our time now, but I think the joy is found outside of the digital life.
Yeah. Oh my God, like it's crazy how these days technology is just taking so much of our time and attention. And of course, we could benefit so much out of it for our business, getting knowledge, but at the same time, I see a lot of people and also myself getting into this kind of like rabbit hole, dark hole of scrolling. And I'm curious, like apart from LinkedIn, do you have any other social media and how do you manage them?
So I have the accounts, but I'm not so active. I went cold turkey and I cut everything out a few years back.
Okay.
with the exception of LinkedIn and YouTube. YouTube is a major force sucking for me. Like it's the algorithm is just too good,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it can also be used very like in a
Mindfully.
mindfully, like in a way to really like learn and grow and educate yourself on topics. Like there are so many great creators on YouTube. But yeah, going back to your question, so I was kind of fully cold turkey. And just to give you an idea of how like the forces are so strong, uh, I'm building an app that helps you manage that. And throughout my testing, I had to re-download all the apps onto my phone.
Yeah,
And the day I did that, I ended up scrolling for at least like an hour
I feel
with the
you.
intention, with the intention yeah, it's crazy. Like I had the intention and I fell into the trap. Like the algorithms
Yeah,
are too good.
yeah. So basically, how many years ago did you go cold turkey with social media?
So it was on and off, but the last big one was probably 2022,
Mm-hmm.
2023 until now. I didn't
And
have
you
them on
didn't
my
delete the
phone.
accounts, you just deleted the apps from your phone, and this allowed you to not check anything, just not
Yeah,
go
yeah.
into them. Because I also have a story regarding social media. Like, I don't have Instagram and Facebook for 5 years, but I have completely deleted these accounts.
Mm,
And um, I had a company which is a yoga mat company, like e-commerce. And just like you, I needed to download last year for November for Black Friday. I downloaded Instagram because we had a sale. And I'm like, I'm already conscious enough. I'm aware of what needs to be done or not needs to be done. And I find myself 2 hours in with these like cats and dogs reels laughing. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. This is insane. Like how, and it's just insane. As you said, the algorithms, they do everything to suck you in, and it's not
yeah,
easy to, it's kind of like you're in trance.
yeah. But like there's nothing wrong with the cat and dog videos. As long as you intentionally set out the time, for let's say
Yeah,
entertainment from 6 to 7. This is what I'm working on with Unhooked because I've changed my mindset a lot recently when it comes to social media. Like it is not the enemy. I used to call it the enemy, like and throw stones at it, but I don't think it's the enemy. I think it's just how we use it.
yeah.
Obviously, the algorithms are too good, so if we can't rely on willpower, we need to build systems. Because
Mm-hmm.
like last year, I was in Sri Lanka with my best friend, and he was on Instagram, and I kept having this argument with him. Why are you on Instagram? We're in beautiful Sri Lanka, and then he finds out that our third friend was in the neighboring town with his fiance,
Mm-hmm.
and we had this amazing weekend meeting them, meeting his fiance. We're actually going to their wedding in a couple of weeks, and we would have missed out like if he wasn't on Instagram. And
Yeah.
that's when it all clicked. I'm like, okay, like it might have some benefits. So
So
it
this is
shouldn't be,
where the mind shift happened, from I hate social media, it's like evil, into hey, there could be something good out of it.
yeah.
Yeah. What about LinkedIn? Because as per my understanding, like you were quite active on LinkedIn, posting for quite a while. How did you come to it? Why specifically LinkedIn? And how did you like what is your strategy right now with LinkedIn? Are you planning to stay and post, or you're kind of like leaving the stage, or like yeah, or you're on a pause?
I left the stage. I think that's the best way to put it.
Mm,
I left the stage with no intention of coming back.
okay.
Uh, Maybe as like the average person who's on LinkedIn. Like once in a while, I'd say, "Hey, network, what's up? Here's what I'm up to. Give me some likes." But no, uh, the The entry point was interesting. It was a challenge that a colleague of mine was an ex-colleague of mine was doing on LinkedIn where she was gonna write a post once a day for 30 days straight. And I've
Mm-hmm.
had the idea before of maybe sharing some thoughts online. So I figured, hey, let me try that. And then I did it, and I was like, oh, I was able to, use the creative process in a very strange way at the time, strange to me. So I figured let me give this a proper experiment,
Mm-hmm.
and it lasted, I think, a couple of years.
Yeah, it worked. Oh my God. Like I love reading your posts. They were very different and I love the images that you were using. And I remember asking like, who's doing this for you? And you're like, myself. It was really, really cool. So you're good at it for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
How come there's no intention to coming back?
At some point, I fell into the validation trap where it was all
Mm,
about, oh, look how well this post is performing. The vanity metrics, like, oh,
yeah.
this one only got like two reposts, and the purpose behind me creating had shifted, and it just became too much work for too little reward.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of AI content as well that
Yeah.
was all over the place, and like I just wasn't feeling the connection with people anymore.
Mm-hmm. So, you mentioned what is your why? What is your purpose? And in the here and now, how are you fulfilling it? Like, what is your how of your why?
It's building unhooked, and that's the main tooling right now. It's
Mm-hmm.
building, and unhooked is basically an app that helps you use social media with intention. So you're able
Mm-hmm.
to schedule uh, your slots of usage. So it's, let's say I want to chill from 7 to 9 p.m. on YouTube, but
Mm-hmm.
by default, all your socials are blocked 24/7. So you have to intentionally schedule them like you schedule a meeting with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you need like emergency access, you could do that, but you need to set a reason why you're doing it and a duration. So at the end, you have some analytics like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I went on Instagram 50 minutes today because I was bored,
Yeah.
or because I needed to extract some information
To
or
understand your
whatever.
behavior behind, like, yeah, understand your behavior better. Like, what is behind your behavior?
Yeah, absolutely.
Analytics, yeah, the fact that you have analytics there is really cool. The first question I have, and I'm pretty sure you thought of it. Okay, because on iPhone, you have this option to just put timing for the apps, right? Like today, max Instagram 30 minutes. Um, how different is what, apart from, of course, analytics, etc., but how different is your feature from this feature?
I'll ask you. So, like, if you have experience with screen time on iPhone, when
I
you
did.
hit the 30 minutes, you can easily just click extend for
15
15
more, yeah, or
or
today for the whole day.
ignore. Exactly.
Yeah,
That is why. It's just too easy. They're not
yeah,
actually
yeah. One
building
click.
it to stop you, you know? So,
Hmm. So you won't have that. Like it's this amount of time, no clicks, totally like switched off.
yes, I'm also not making it into like super hard mode like other apps do. Because I want you to understand your own behavior, like you said. It's it's more of a it's more for people who really want to understand their behaviors and set intentions. It's not for everyone.
Hmm. Okay, so let us know, how did you find your purpose?
So it's a tough question to answer because I don't think I found it. I think it
Okay.
it it unfolded quietly, I guess, through a lot of maybe observation, maybe personal observation, because I came to realize at some point. Wait, let me, like, when they tell you like to for you to have your unique selling point, you need to go back like 5 years
Yeah.
in time, look at yourself, what problems you had and how you overcame them. So it was just like that for me as well. Like my biggest growth has been like with my relationship with technology, and it's had like a huge impact on what I do daily and like how I enjoy I've come to enjoy life.
Mm.
Um,
Tell us
so
the
that was
transformation, you before and you now, in regards to this relationship with technology.
oh, that's a really good question. It's a huge, like huge difference, a huge change. Going all the way
Mm.
back to the oil rigs, I was completely hooked, lack of a better word. I was completely hooked. Like I cared so much
That
about
is
my
that's
social,
why the name of the company is Unhooked. Now I get it.
yeah, yeah,
Makes
yeah.
sense. Makes sense. Mm.
You're unhooking from the powers of
Hmm. I like
big
it.
tech. Yeah. Uh, so yeah, I was completely hooked. Like I really cared about my social media presence. Uh, I had no digital boundaries. You know, I didn't have any environmental design in place. Like I would just get up, grab my phone, uh, I don't know, go on Snapchat at the time.
Hmm.
I had a very cluttered workspace. That's a big part of it too. Couldn't find files in time. Everything was a mess. Yeah. Uh, I guess boundaries is a big one too, you know, like just having my phone with me the whole like the entire time I was awake and asleep.
Hmm. And what is now?
The opposite of all that. Um, I I think it's unavoidable to a certain degree. Like we
Hmm.
need like it's part of us now. We're cyborgs. We live in this world. It's not about, you know, avoidance. Like even digital detoxes, you know, where you just uh go cold turkey without your phone or technology. Like they're good, but I don't think they're the solution either. I think we need to learn to live with technology, you know, better. Like even
Yeah.
like let's say in your bedroom, I have this rule. I call it like the 6 foot rule, where
Hmm.
just keep your phone six feet away from your bed. Like make it so that you can't reach it. That like it's such a simple thing.
Okay, I'm counting. Okay, 1.8 meters. All right. Okay.
Like extension, like you know, just don't make it reachable while you're in bed.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. What about airplane mode? Because I always put airplane mode on my phone, like when I sleep, because I know it's also bad for your like mind and brain if the phone is there.
Yeah. So do you mean bad like for receiving notifications or because of like the
Well,
things
first of
the
all,
EMF?
yeah, yeah, the Wi-Fi, all the
Uh,
kind of like these things. And notifications, by the way, for myself, I have switched them off. All my notifications are completely off. It's been 1 year and a half. So much peace. Jesus Christ.
yeah. The default is always like whenever you download something, like the default's always like the pop, you know, the pop-up is just allow, you know? That's another thing I've talked about before. It's like, no, make the default don't allow. And then if it's something that you really need to be, you know, aware of, well, then you can go change it.
Yeah. What about your state? How your state changed from the time when you were, like hooked to uh, technology and now having the tools, having the knowledge and the experience? Like internally, how do you feel differently?
I think a lot more free, like freedom is a big thing.
Mm.
It's a big
Mm-hmm.
thing. It's a big thing. Like even this validation seeking that we all tend to have, like it's built in our it's in our DNA. I've kind of like got thrown all of that out to the side. Like my first thing, the first reaction I would have, like in the past, when I'd see something nice, is to take a photo so I can share it. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sharing it like with one person. I'm sharing it with everyone. Like, and it's deep down due to validation. You know, like I wanted to show people how cool I am. Like, look, I'm traveling. Look at this, look at that. And it's so freeing not to care about these things and
Mm-hmm.
maybe take one photo to share with your family and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I spent a beautiful day. I wish you were here." You know, something like that.
Mm.
That shift, yeah, gave me so much freedom.
And I guess it also brings you more into the present moment, right? Because we're constantly like in our phones or somewhere in the future or not here instead of enjoying, the beautiful waterfall in Sri Lanka, you're thinking of like, oh, how do I post it on Instagram, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciation of beauty.
So tell us your story, from again the oil rigs, then moving to again working for someone in tech, and then leaving all behind and starting something of your own. Like what is your story there?
It was different episodes of burnout, I would say. Like each
Mm-hmm.
pivot was due to burnout.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, um, the corporate burnout was your very typical, uh, you know, episode of
Overworking.
too much work. Yeah, too much
That's
work,
an
too much
oil rigs,
pressure.
right?
Yeah. So it wasn't always in the oil rigs. I worked for an oil service company,
Mm-hmm.
and the first couple of years I was a field engineer working on the oil rigs. That's where
Mm-hmm.
I first realized how addictive my online behavior was
Can you
because
tell
I
us? I read it from your profile, from some of your posts, but for those who didn't hear the story, could you please, yeah, tell us about it?
yeah, so I was 25 years old, just hired as a field engineer, international company, top company. They are sending me on my first job, and it was an engineering job in the drilling sector of oil and gas. So I was being sent to an oil rig in the middle of the desert, very little training, and we're on the way, and we get off the main highway, and we enter this deserty, sandy road, and we just keep going, and the further we go, the scarier it got. And then I saw some camels, and I pulled out my phone to take a photo of these camels. And like I mentioned just like a couple of minutes ago, like my first reaction was, let me share this on Snapchat, like with everyone who follows me, like, oh, let me show them my journey. And I try to send it, and I realized I didn't have any signal, any service. And the feeling I had, Ola, like you wouldn't believe, like my heart sank. And because I wasn't expecting it. And I asked everyone around me, like, what's the deal here? What's going
There are
on?
places in the world without connection. Where are you taking
Uh,
me?
where am I going? No, and then I assured myself like, oh, this is just because we're on the way. Like once we arrive, I imagine I'm
They'll
gonna
have
have like a
Wi-Fi.
yeah, very nice office also, like a nice setting with Wi-Fi. And we get there and there was none of that. And it was a few days of hell. It felt like I was withdrawing, like I had withdrawal symptoms
Wow.
from a drug. Like I couldn't sleep, sweaty nights. I always had this, I would just grab my phone and open Instagram. I'll never forget it. Back then, it would always like reload whatever what was loaded. And it was the image of my friend's dog that kept appearing. Like every day, I would just, get up in the middle of the night, I grab my phone, I click on Instagram, and I would see the same photo of this dog. And
Even
it
though
was
you
like,
knew it's not working, like nothing will change, it was
yeah,
still like,
it was just
wow.
instinct. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's not like I learned uh it's not like I went back to real life and I cut it all out. No, it was my behavior afterwards was even way more intense. It's like, oh, like a junkie. Like it was like a junkie who had
Yeah, yeah,
relapsed.
finally I have the access. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was
But then I
intense,
guess
and it
you
was
realized like something maybe not fully clicked, but then I guess that experience still showed you like a bit of a red flag in
yeah,
regards to
yeah,
technology.
yeah, 100%. That was the big like eye-opening moment. I had a couple more of those throughout the 2 years, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when I started to see the growth. The second time I was 6 weeks offshore, so like in the middle of the ocean with no connection.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big football fan, and I couldn't figure out how my team was doing and all of that. And it really bothered me initially, but slowly it all faded away, and I started just having conversations with the people who worked on the rig with me, and we would just hang out and talk. Like that was it. It felt so old school, but but it felt human, I guess. It
Yeah.
was, yeah, it was great.
When did you actually realize I need to do something about it? Like this is completely wrong. I need to do something about it.
It wasn't until like 2019, so it was way after I left. So after those 2 years, I went into office roles, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
one of those roles was in Germany, and I was traveling a lot for fun and work, and I was documenting like every meter of it. And it wasn't until after that, I don't even know what it was. Just I decided to just delete some apps and
Mm-hmm.
focus on myself.
Mm-hmm. I guess it just accumulated, and at one point, just by itself, you're like, okay, something needs to change, right? Like nothing really big happened.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you switch like from working at like in the oil and gas industry and then shifting to tech, right?
Yeah, it was like a well-studied plan. I needed to get out of that
Okay.
industry for
Because
many
of burning
reasons.
out, right?
Burnout, yeah. Also career, outlook, like the industry itself. Like I didn't want to be in oil anymore. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
just for the planet's sake and for learning also, like learning's sake. And I came to Barcelona to do my master's in business analytics. So it's a nice mix of business and technology.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was the entry point. Yeah.
Were you working and studying, or you were like completely you gave yourself into studies, like into your studies?
Completely. It was 2 years I took a 2 year career break.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
How
and
was
I
it to
always say
study?
yeah, it was great. Like, but I always say like that's how burnt out I was. Like I needed 2 years to recover.
Yeah.
And the university work, felt so liberating. I mean, there was no pressure. It was just a lot of I don't know, at least my master's felt like that. A lot of it was like, okay, here's some things you can do, but it's like a template for you to go and learn more about different like things that you're interested in. It wasn't all like here, this is all the information, learn it.
Mm-hmm.
It was more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a gateway for me to explore different areas that I'm interested in. So it was a lot of
Mm-hmm.
growth, a lot of learning in these 2 years.
I guess a lot of traveling also because you're in Europe, access to so many countries. Nice. Okay, and after that, you started working in tech, right? And did you burn out also there, and that's why you decided to open something of your own and like chose the path of entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I would say so, but it was a very different type of burnout. It wasn't
Mm,
the like I was in a happy place and at Nibble, that's the name of the startup or the company. And I was at a very happy place. I was very happy with everyone I worked with. It the culture was amazing, but I just felt burnout from like just needing to be more aligned with what I was doing. Like I felt like I was doing the LinkedIn stuff that didn't really match what I was kind of doing at work.
Mm-hmm.
The shared vision at work was something beautiful to be a part of, but it wasn't mine also.
Yeah.
And I figured, if I can put just the same amount of energy I was putting at work into my own thing, then I'm pretty certain I can succeed. Like I just reached a level of high self-confidence that made me, just do the switch.
Mm-hmm. And how come specifically that time? Like how many, it was a couple of months ago, right? You left.
The start of the year, yeah.
Start of the year. Yeah. Why specifically then?
Intuition. It just felt like the right time. There were
Like,
no
I'm
like big
ready.
factors. Yeah, it just my gut was telling me it's time.
Mm.
Like my
Was there any
2020,
fear? Yeah, sorry.
I was just gonna say my like in 2024 it was all about for me, it was all about trusting my instinct more.
Mm-hmm.
And by end of year, it was calling me to just leave and start this new chapter.
Mm-hmm. Like, was there any fear to start the new chapter? Because I know a lot of people, they actually have incredible ideas. They want to move, they want to do something of their own. They might be burned out, they're tired, but they just don't make that first step, which is, I guess, for many, is very, very difficult. So I'm wondering, was it difficult for you? Did you have fear? Did you have doubts? Or it was like super smooth? Let's go.
It was super smooth, but the fear and the doubts are always there.
Mm,
I think I'm just a person who likes to take risks. I've always been that way. But to anyone listening who is fearful of taking such a big risk, just understand it's human, it's normal, it's okay. I mean, it happens to everyone.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
Yeah, I would say it's not normal not to be fearful of taking such a big step.
Mm. Yeah, I guess I also believe that it's better to be scared, take a step, fail, learn, rather than just be scared and never take that step at all and constantly then doubt yourself and think, oh, what if, right? Okay, so on your path to where you are right now, uh, what challenges, the biggest challenges you faced, on the path to your purpose?
I think we talked about it slightly earlier, like the whole idea of validation. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't, well, it's like chasing internal validation through external validation, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
kind
like,
of like I am enough when other people tell me that I am enough.
yeah, absolutely. So that was definitely a challenge. Uh, that I think
How did you
almost
unhook yourself from that?
uh, experience and time. Like it wasn't like a one moment. I think the biggest like unhook moment was quitting the corporate world. Like just getting to that decision that
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore, and I don't care what anyone else thinks. Because
Yeah.
it came after like a really big promotion, and
Mm,
to the eyes of others, it's like, oh, this guy is doing so well, and why the hell would he quit? Like he was given this opportunity. They moved him from this country to this country. They just gave him a promotion.
wow.
But for me to take the decision on my own, I think was the biggest moment when I realized like I don't need to care about what other people think.
Mm-hmm. Did you receive any, not negative, but like actually people, maybe family, friends, um, not putting you down, but like not showing support. Because I also know, and on my journey, I had this, when I pivoted to having something of my own, a lot of friends supported, but like mostly my family was like, what the F are you doing? Like, So I'm
Yeah.
curious, like, what was your experience?
I'm blessed to have had really good support around me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think t talking through, like maybe with one of my parents, it was like, are you sure about this? Like, think it through.
Mm-hmm.
And then just talking, through my reasoning made them feel like, okay, he knows what he's talking about. Like he, they
He's
gave me
safe.
that
He's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like it comes from a place of like it took me, I mean, it wasn't a quick decision. It wasn't rash. Like it was I had thought it really, really like through and through.
Yeah. Okay. And what about your experience with burnout? What were, I don't know, the symptoms that you were feeling during burnout, and what helped you recover from it?
The biggest symptom was stress, like super high
Mm-hmm.
stress. I I've been wearing like these fitness wearables for a while, and I had a Garmin back then, and it would tell me like I'd have the same amount of stress working as when I'm running, like sometimes, like my heart is racing while I'm working. So
Wow.
it was definitely unhealthy, not sleeping well, constantly thinking about work, not being able to disconnect. Um, and it was a peculiar thing because I mean the role was the role was to be on 24/7. So it was not something I could have managed. Like we were on call, like it was the nature of the job. So we were always on call. We needed to be on,
Even at
switched
night.
on, even at night. Like if something goes wrong, I needed to be made aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, all the symptoms, just the heaviness, the fatigue. You wake up tired. Like
Yeah.
i- it's miserable. It's a terrible feeling.
Yeah. What helped you get out of it? I guess I understand, like quitting, taking a break. Anything else?
Time, a lot of time. Yeah.
Just
Reflection,
recover. Mm-hmm.
self-reflection, finding new things to do. Um, hobbies are a big thing as well. I think a lot of people don't have enough hobbies, including myself in some stages of life. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
always trying to remind myself, like pick up some hobbies or like work on older
Yeah.
hobbies because it is a really good tool to just shift from, work to disconnection.
What are your hobbies in the here and now, if you have them?
I love improv now. I've become an improviser. It's one
Oh
of
yeah. Oh, that's so cool. You do it in Barcelona? Like there
y- yeah,
uh such things there, and you can do it in English, I guess, right?
yeah,
This
yeah.
is so
There's a
cool.
school nearby, and it's yeah, it's changed my life. It's beautiful. It allows me to, get creative. Also have a social, like a social fun with others. Get creative with others.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, I also like to play this thing called Poi, POI.
I play poi sometimes, but I learned a long time ago. I know a few tricks. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I did it with fire even.
Wow. I'm too scared to try the fire one.
Yeah, if you can do the non-fire one, you can do the fire one. It's not as scary as it looks like. That is
One day
cool.
I'll try it.
How are you
Yeah.
studying it, by the way? Through YouTube? Maybe you can send me some suggestions.
I had a course on Udemy
Curse.
that I bought
Okay,
10 years ago and it's still there. So I haven't been watching the course. I just like know the moves and I just keep repeating them and
nice.
try to get creative with the choreography.
This is so cool. I love it. Amazing. Okay. What are the, I don't know, a few tips you can recommend to those people who are in search of their own purpose?
I think it's not to be forced. Like, don't force purpose. And that's the biggest
Mm-hmm.
tip I would give. Um, I guess maybe that's because of my takeaway. Like, it unfolded quietly for me. And obviously, you need to work on yourself and try to, you know, be mindful of when it appears. And it's very fluid as well, so it rarely comes like fully formed. So if
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
just experiment constantly, but also give these experiments enough time to mean something.
Mm-hmm. Like you did with LinkedIn, right? You went there, you experimented, you saw the feedback, and then you kind of like it transformed now
Yeah.
into um, unhooked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And anything else?
Just stay human as well. Be gentle with yourself, uh, also with others, and maybe make that like the core reason of whatever you want to do next.
Mm. Any tips for people not to get into that burnout, especially also like how to prevent it? Because I know also entrepreneurs they also burn out. So for me, what is it? What was a shock for me when I entered this life is that hey, burnout is not only when you're working for someone,
Yeah.
it's not only about corporate. You can really like freaking harshly burn out when you have your own business. So any preventative measures that you can suggest for others and maybe for yourself
Mm.
also, how do you keep yourself, in that space of peace and not enter burnout during this stage, this season of your life?
Yeah, it's a great question. I can only speak from experience and like third time around now with trying to avoid burnout.
Mm,
I like to really pay attention to my energy levels, like what gives me energy and what drains me. And whatever that is really draining, both from like a mental, emotional, even a physical, uh, from a physical standpoint, I'll try to not do or work on it, like early in the morning. This is how I do it. So if it's gonna drain me, exhaust me, I try and like to not do it. Is it worth doing? Like this is the easiest question to ask. Like, is this worth doing? If the answer is no, don't do it. The answer is yes, find a time for it, and don't
mm-hmm,
let it be like the core of what you do.
mm-hmm. So by find the time is like when you're more energized, more productive, right? So you have to also observe yourself what is my best time, right?
Right.
Okay, got it. Okay, so now we're moving to the second part. Ready for the little card game? We're not really strangers. So it has three levels. We'll start with level number one. See what pops up. How many speeding tickets have you gotten in your life?
One.
One.
Oh
Look
no,
at
sorry,
you,
two,
good
two.
citizen.
I've gotten
Two.
two. Yeah, yeah.
Where was it? Which country?
One of them was in Germany,
Okay. I
and
mean,
they
there are autobahns there. You don't have even speed limits there, right?
well, like in the town and like inside when you're inside the city limits, there are speeding limits, obviously. And it was funny because they send you the thing by mail, and it had a picture of me in the car,
Like you
in
could
black
see
and white.
yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
That's funny.
that was funny to explain to my boss at the time because it was all like linked. There was a rental car by the company,
Wow.
So they charged the
Oh.
rental company. Like, it was a funny situation to explain.
Uh, okay, and the second one
The second one was in Bahrain. It
in
was
Bahrain.
it was at 2 a.m. and yeah, I wanted to get home. It was
Whatever happens at 2 a.m. stays there.
yeah. Uh,
Okay, level two. What would your younger self not believe about your life today?
wow.
This is a good question, huh?
Yeah. I think to have the luxury of freedom, I would have
Mm-hmm.
never believed that I'm able to be here today and like have the freedom to wake up whenever I want, work whenever I want, travel whenever I want, be with loved ones whenever I want.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel this freedom at the previous when you were working at Nibble?
Yes, I did. I did. But slightly more now.
Yeah, man, I mean, makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And I guess the fact that you can move from place to place is also a part of that freedom. So I'm wondering, how are you managing your life when you're moving from one place to another quite often? Because I know we discussed it in our DMs a little bit, but I would love others also to hear your point of view because I mean, different. It's different from mine. My experience when I was traveling from one place to another and had a lot of movement in my life, I was able to concentrate and focus on work and studies that I
Yeah.
had at that point of time, but it was so difficult. I really had to put so much energy and effort to put myself together. Like, what
Yeah.
was your experience and is your experience with this?
Yeah, I think we're very different. Like in general, like some people need to be in one place, settle down, um, to be the best version of themselves. For me, I 2, 3 months in one place and I start to get a little itchy, like to move. But as I grow, that's changing. Like I do think
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of settled now, but I love the freedom of, going home for Christmas and spending 2 months there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not having to rush like be there 7 days with my family and just then leave and not feel like I had enough time with them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, and like I mentioned earlier as well, like it doesn't have to be traveling far. Um, Not like moving for me now is even like within the city or within the region. Just like go on a hike, like in
Changing
the
the scenery.
mountain. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just disconnect and get out of the routine every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Although
what I
like
was, yeah,
although routine like is my middle name. Like I value discipline to an extreme, but I like
that's how you
to,
compensate, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah. A question about like work and travel, traveling and working. Traveling for leisure, uh, is one thing, but when you're traveling and working at the same time, I remember you were able to manage it and you were pretty okay with that. What helped you, stay focused, uh, and enjoy both, the beauty of the new place and also stay focused
Yeah.
on your work and tasks?
I don't need much for work. Like I just have a notebook, a pen, and my laptop. Like I don't care about a screen, an extra screen, a mouse, whatever. Like I'm very, very basic. Like I could work on a couch with just my laptop and my
Mm-hmm.
notebook. Like that's all I
Mm-hmm.
need, and maybe some earphones or headphones. So it's one, and then once I'm in it, I just can stay in it, no
Okay.
matter where I am. It's quite easy for me.
Awesome. So you're able to kind of like create your own bubble, shut the noise of the outside world and completely like stay in that. This is a superpower, George, that you have, really.
I never thought of it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Question number three, level number three.
When you say level, like does the deck have levels?
Yeah, it has levels. Yeah, this
Oh,
is the
okay.
third one. I
Oh,
guess it's kind of
reflection.
like
Okay.
the deeper we get. the bigger the level. What do you think your weakness is?
Mm.
It's also an interesting question.
The, the the weakness I've been fighting the most is like, or not fighting, working on improving. Are you here? Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
here. Yeah, yeah.
You were stuck. Is has been what we talked about earlier. You know, this curiosity led
Mm,
uh, distraction filled thing I have where I'm trying to. It's procrastination, basically. It's like, okay, something got a little tricky here, so let me just look for other solutions that could help me with it. Whereas I
mm.
know how to solve the problem. Like I know how to solve it. It's gonna take a little more effort. I will just turn around and convince myself, let me go explore my curiosity to try and find something else that could potentially help me. And then it always ends up with me coming back to the thing that started the whole thing. And uh, I don't know. This is the first thing that comes to mind.
How are you working on it?
So, like digitally, I created like a tech stack and like I drew a box literally, and I put all the tools I'm allowed to use like Notion, Google Sheets, ChatGPT, Claude, you know, just like a list of things. And if I'm ever in a situation where it's like, oh, I need to download Loom, like what happened last week, uh, I go back to this and I'm like, where does it fit? Do I really need it? Can any of my tools actually do this? Otherwise, I'm just, you know, distracting myself.
I see, I see. I mean, for example, if Zoom is on that list, you don't then need Loom because Zoom can kind of like do that function. That is really cool. I can understand this because then when you're downloading a new application, you gotta figure out how to use it. You gotta, yeah, there is that brain power and energy you need
Yeah.
to put into instead of doing again something that is already there for you.
Uh,
Really nice.
Another
Well,
weakness is YouTube.
oh, okay. Tell us a
You,
little bit more. What is your
uh,
YouTube suggestions or black hole filled with?
there, the algorithm is just too good. Um, and I have this plugin that is really nice on the browser where it
Mm-hmm.
blocks like the entire homepage. It blocks all the recommendations. It blocks all the comments because I could just read comments for like 10 minutes straight. I just love to
Mm-hmm.
spend time on that platform. So the
Comment
weakness, I
section can
guess,
be fun.
yeah, yeah, exactly. A lot of gossip, a lot of
Opinions.
people, yeah, sharing very wild opinions. But
Where do you find that fi fine line, when because I'm pretty sure you're not watching cat and dogs videos and like scrolling the shorts rather than watching podcasts and it's like kind of studying, learning, right? Like, is that
yeah,
bad?
the timing of it could be bad. Like, am I listening to a podcast at 10 a.m. when I'm supposed to be doing something else?
I see.
You know, this is where it gets tricky. And then
Mm-hmm.
if I'm watching the dog videos at 8 p.m., is that bad? Like when I had the intention of doing that. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
done with work, I need to relax. I'm at home, 8 p.m. I'm gonna wind down, I'm gonna watch some fun videos. I think that's totally fine. It's just
Mm-hmm.
about when to use it. Like
Yeah,
I
makes
have this
sense.
plugin, but I've been recently, that's why I said it's a weakness. Recently I've deactivated it just because I wanted to have this entertainment session. But then the next day I had left it deactivated. And when I went, because when it's active, I could just go search for like whatever I need. Let's say like I ran through an issue at work, and like YouTube has the best solutions when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to like coding or whatever. So I would go, and if it's inactive, I could just see the distractions like on the front page, and it's like I want to click new tab on every video there because the algorithm
Watch
knows
later,
I'm
watch later,
gonna,
watch later, watch later.
yeah, it knows I'm gonna love each and every one of these videos. Uh,
Yeah. So what is your relationship with YouTube in the here and now? Like, how are you managing? Do you have like specific timings, like I don't know, 90 minutes per day, or you haven't
so I'm,
structured it yet?
uh, no, I am. I'm actually using Unhooked.
Okay.
What I'm build like when I'm building, so I'm testing out myself for YouTube, and I have like a weekday 6 to 7 p.m. session where like it unlocks, but it's not like a commitment to use it. It's just there if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
And on my laptop, I have this plugin I was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, awesome, George. We'll be wrapping up for today. Thank you so much for telling us your story, for opening up. It was really, really fun, super insightful. I feel like you are just a kind of like a bundle of so much knowledge and different tech hacks. So I'm really, really excited for your, new journey and really excited for the company and Hooked and what amazing experiences it will bring to people. And again, it's all related to freedom. How much more freedom people will feel because of this, because of what you're doing. So thank you so much for sharing, for being, and yeah, and thank you everyone for joining, for listening, and being with us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ola, and thank you so much, everyone listening. It's been a pleasure.
Amazing. Cheers, everyone. To the next one.
Bye.